Hello lovelies, welcome back to another video. I hope you've had a fabulous Easter. This week's video is the full set complementing the character nail art, the little Bugs Bunny that I did last week. As you can see on your screen, if you want to check it out, I will link that video below. So I just wanted to show this week the full set that I done accompanying that. But before I jump into the video, I want to say a great big thank you to the lovely Cherie who sent me these really nice sort of agate style palettes. She must have picked up on it that I didn't have any, and this here came through the post as a surprise. And I just wanted to say a great big thank you. Cherie also has a channel which I'm going to link below for you, so go check it out. Go say hello. How beautiful are these, Cherie? Thank you, and I cannot wait to use them. So a huge big thank you. So let's jump into the video. Okay, so jumping right in, I wanted to show you guys, this here is a Cover Pink from Blingline, which I'm actually wearing at the moment. I love this colour. It is beautiful. It is very much a non-self-leveling gel. And don't let that put you off or let that frighten you. I tend to think a lot of people sort of sway more towards the self-leveling gels, but honestly this one here, it is fantastic, a beautiful cover gel. I just literally all I do is just put a slip layer down first, and then I go in with the bead and I kind of just pillow that round sort of the cuticle area first, as you can see there, and then I just walk it down the nail, and it has the most beautiful tones that I feel sit almost every skin tone, and especially, I'm going to say this here, but including my own, because some pinks just do not work well with my skin tone, but this here colour, anyone that I have seen it on, their nails look fantastic. So it is a beautiful tone. So I'm going to go ahead with that there and then cure it in the lamp. Okay, so moving on, now that it's out of the lamp, I've given it a file and a bit of a buff. It needed very, very, very little, and this is it now, just basically sort of ready for me to move on to the next step. I'm just wiping everything off, just sort of making sure that it's all completely dust free and cleansed. I'm now going to go in with the Cool One Step gel. Now I'll show you the consistency of this here. This is my little Play Pot for glitter, so you can see lots of little sort of glittery flecks in it, but this here is very much a self-leveling gel. As you can see, it's quite runny, so whenever you put it, it's not hugely runny, but it's much more runnier than the Cover Builder. And this here again too is a builder gel. You can build extensions with this, but I just kind of wanted to show you that whenever you put it on the nail, this is a slip layer, it will completely self-level. It's great for adhering these little dots. This is Minted from Nail Sugar, obviously, and these here are really popular little dots. I adore these. The colour is beautiful. And so all I'm going to do is just layer those little dots onto the slip layer, and once I'm done, then I'm going to pop it into the lamp to cure. Okay, so now that we're out of the lamp, I'm going in for the second layer, which again I'm putting the Cool One Step down, and I'm just going in and adding some more little dots. And these dots are so thin that any that are on there that I wanted to sort of make the colours pop that little bit more because they're over a colour, I just go in and I double up on, and they look fantastic, so they will go in for a cure. Okay, so moving on to the next nail design, because I'm going to sort of top coat everything at the end, but I wanted to show you this colour called Ella, and this is one of the Blingline colours, and it is the most beautiful opaly all I can sort of describe it as is an opaly marshmallow colour. It is stunning. So I'm just going to pop it on, and what I do is I go in with one layer, and then if I want to build the colour up, I can go in with a second layer, just until I kind of reach the colour that I want. But it's very pigmented, beautifully sparkly. There's just a really light opalescent sparkle through it, so it's gorgeous. if you haven't got it in your collection, you need it. Once cured, I bring it out of the lamp and then give it a really good wipe over to remove the tacky layer, because as you can see, I'm going in with some stamping. So on this particular nail, I am going to do 3 little eggs on it. As you can see there, I've just put my normal white stamping polish down and tidied off any excess bits off the stamping polish, and then I just place it on the nail, and I just kind of repeat this process until I'm happy with all 3 little eggs and where they're placed. Okay, so getting my Natmug brush out, I am going to colour in my little Easter eggs with some gel polish. As you can see, I'm using it on my new palette. Again, thank you, Cherie. I absolutely love it. Perfect. I don't have to use any old sort of papers and bits and pieces like that now, any old form backings, so it's great to have proper palettes. So yeah, I'm just lifting some of the gel paint and I'm going in and just filling in those little zigzaggy lines. And what I can do is every now and again I can flash cure just to make sure that I keep everything in place. So once I'm happy, I could just pop it into the lamp for a few seconds just to make sure that it sort of sits there. And I just keep doing that with all the colours until I'm happy enough. What I will say is that make sure that you don't overload the nib of your brush, whatever brush you're using, with gel polish. Remember to obviously sort of drag the nib of your brush through the paint, and don't have too much on there that it would potentially flood the design. So I'm just going to keep going with that there until I'm happy enough and all my little zigzags are filled in. Okay, and just to quickly explain what I'm actually doing here is I'm actually going in with some white gel polish to sort of fill in some of just the little sort of missing dots and bits and pieces that maybe the stamper didn't fully apply. So once I've those done, then I just pop everything in for a proper cure. Okay, so for this nail design, I am using my stamping gel polish from Moira. So this is the normal gel polish that I stamp with. It's not my normal Moyu one, but this is the Moira one. This needs cured in the lamp. So whenever I'm actually working with this here, I just let it settle into the plate that little bit, just that sort of little bit longer. And once I have the design on, I pop that into the lamp for a cure, but I usually sort of only flash cure it for about maybe 10 seconds so that it's still quite tacky. I'm now going in with some of the neon pigments and I'm just filling in, I'm just sort of dabbing them over the little sort of carrot design as you see. So once I have those applied, I will then go in for a full cure. And whenever it comes out of the lamp, I then give it a little dust off first with the duster brush. And then I go in with a cotton pad, just a dry cotton pad. And I just kind of just give it a very light wipe over just to sort of get the rest of the excess pigment off the nail. Because it is quite dusty whenever it comes out. So that has it all nice, cleaned up and ready to be top coated. Okay guys, so onto our top coating, and I wanted to show you this here. This is Blingline Wet Finish, and I've been using this here now for the past wee while on my own nails, and I am really impressed with it, and I mean really impressed with it. As you can see, it's very runny, very self-leveling. It has more just sort of a thick top coat consistency. In the actual pot, it has a slight, I would say, like a sort of violet tone, but this here is to counteract the yellow tones that come through, say, for example, on the like of French nails or anywhere where the nails are white. It'll stop them from yellowing. It's a super duper high shine, doesn't chip or crack, and it stays shiny until it's actually filed away, so it doesn't dull. It does have an inhibition layer, so you do have to wipe that off, but once you've brought it out of the lamp, once you've brought the nails out of the lamp and you've let them settle for about a minute, and then you give them a wipe off with a cleanser, oh my gosh, the shine is incredible. So that's our nails top coated. Let's get them into cure and see the final results. Okay guys, so there we go. That is the final set. I had so much fun doing this here because I worked with so many different little sort of mediums this week. So between the dots and the stamping and the gel polish stamping with the pigments, and I just sort of loved creating just this fun little Easter design. So I hope you enjoyed it too. So if you did, give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to leave me a little hello in the comments below. And as always, thank you so much indeed for sticking around and just being such a lovely bunch. Have a fabulous week, stay safe, and I will see you all again next time. Bye!